Oh, okay, so this will be plenty tough. So Alonso put something up being very critical of Tony Ortega and the Aftermath TV show. So let us get right to it. Let us be very blunt that to Alonso, there's a lot of moral panic on Scientology and the pedophilia issue, and basically that there's distorting of what Hubbard did and his text to kind of get sensationalistic news and get a lot of coverage. Maybe good intentions, but there are problems. So we're going to hear him briefly speak, and we're going to puzzle through this. And I will forewarn, we may be saying some pretty negative things about Nora and Serge. And I think Alonso is much more pro-Serge and pro-Nora than I am.
About her season 2 of Scientology in the Aftermath. She went to the Hollywood Reporter and she told them they believe a 7-year-old girl should not shudder at being passionately kissed. That's in Dianetics. Leah?
So there's several questions here. I guess the basic gist is, well, what did Hubbard really say? And what is the context of what he said? And I'm only going to do a brief thing here because his whole history with sexuality is all over the place. And I did find some pretty devastating but weird things. I will leave a link. People can go to that link. It does seem like a genuine interview where he talks about, sexuality, and it's pretty bizarre. He's also gotten some serious charges from his family that he is, quote, pervert. He had very demented thinking about sexuality. But then we get into the text, it's a little bit all over the place because it seems a policy to not be a pervert. And Hubbard was an extreme homophobe. So it is a very weird system where he seemed to be taking different attitudes, being, quote, very sexual, but also very puritanical and very repressive of sexuality. So the question is, are we making too much of the, quote, pedo charge? And are we basically creating a monster for easy clicks and money? And again, there's definitely cases of abuses. But again, is that in the doctrine? Is that literally in Hubbard? And again, it seems to me an open question. I will assume good intentions, maybe Tony, as well as the other people, maybe they just didn't do enough research. I know Alonso's experience with these people is very negative. I want to maintain some good faith interpretation of what they're up to. But there's no doubt that they are distorting things or really exaggerating what is happening sometimes with Scientology. Like I looked up one of the auditing sessions, and I'm going to post it right here. Because Serge and Nora and the others really make this whole big thing about how they took us as children, they made us auditors. And some of these questions are disturbing. Let me be clear. Some of the auditing questions are very disturbing. However, a lot of the auditing questions are kind of puny and pathetic. And Serge should know this because there's a 2020 documentary I saw a while ago. He was featured in it. They went through this explicitly. And I get it. You got to make money. You're trying to build an audience. It's better to sell a very fantastic demonic story. But again, some of these auditing questions are, right? A young person will ask an adult, oh, can you get a book? What's the color of the book? Can you locate a spot? And I think most people would say, what? Yeah, those are the questions. And you're like, okay. I mean, you can still say it's not proper to train children or young adults to be auditors. But then you get to the auditing questions, you're like, you're going to ask an adult what a color of the book is? Yeah. Oh, okay. We're making the jump from this to child abuse or pedophilia. It's fine to say that the institution and all these policies cumulatively create a really bad atmosphere. Okay, that's fine, but no, there's like demonization of everything Hubbard did. And there was one place in particular, Serge was being beyond stupid, where he's like saying, it is a fact! L. Ron Hubbard is a felon! Deal with it! Right, and we get to the felony. The felony is about, basically, taxes. He was convicted of petty theft. But all the time, Serge is screaming, oh, the children! Oh, my children, the children, the children! I stand for the children! I am the only defender of the children! Serge is the liberator! He's, oh my God, keep doing it! You're the champion of the children! And you're invoking Hubbard as a felon. When we look at the felony is over theft. So, listen, I'm not stupid. You're just doing a lot of weirdo rage venting, and your audience clearly likes that performance. And he's a real victim. And he can speak on his experience. And again, I think to some extent that's legit. But there's just a lot of mishing and mashing of different charges, different texts, a lot of exaggerations. And unfortunately, the Mitch Brisker is confirming that, yeah, they are creating this echo chamber where they're just throwing this phraseology. And it's like, what does this mean exactly? And Nora sitting there like a dumb, idiotic ape. Yeah, smiling. Oh, yeah, Serge, yeah, keep going, yo. well, again, provide some pretty strong evidence, or it does seem like we're feeding into a panic. And are we really helping children? I mean, I'm all here for calling Hubbard a monster, but where are we going with this? It's like, oh, we're just raging and venting to be more popular, but then we ask, well, what is the deeper connection, or what are we talking about? And it's like, yeah, we're wasting a lot of time. But hey, some people made some money and we got some super chats. So I guess it was okay to lie about Hubbard and being a felon. Yeah, he stole some stuff. He's a felon. We got it. Thanks for telling us nothing.